Here they come. The pace picks up, and here with the call is Russ Dowd. Thank you very much, Raleigh. Down to the line they come. Green flags are out, and it is George Greco who jumps out in front. Skinger tucks right on the rear bumper, but Skinger loses no time diving to the bottom. We've got trouble up front. We begin to stack them up, and several cars are involved. You can see them down through the infield, up against the wall. It all started when car number 91 for Donnie Wood started to go around just at the entrance to turn number 1. Wood is able to pull away. Some sheet metal damage is done to the rear of that automobile. And Bazzano in the 82. Sheet metal damage, the roof out of whack. That's a real tough break. Nick ran very, very well in qualifying here yesterday. Started 10th on the grid and was looking forward to a great afternoon here. This is our thanks to some folks. Mentioning, of course, the folks at Story Brothers, B&B Automotive, B&M. Now, as Chris Hopkins tells them to double up, Dan Pardee will be the guest, and listeners are invited to call in with questions and comments. Scheduled here for Friday, May 28th, and you'll save yourself $3 on each adult ticket. Tell you more about that. On the inside, the green flag is out from Chris Hopkins. We're underway, and let's hope we can work our way right through. Bobby Skinger outside, climbs up alongside Greco now, and underneath it's the 78 machine of Larry Vassar. And Vassar looking very strong indeed, as he did yesterday in qualifying. Tony Sylvester is right on his back bumper. And they're squeezing out Skinger to the outside groove. The number 37 of Zeidema also working his way up. Greco across the line as they start to single file it. Chuck Doherty drops into line behind the number 3 of Ethier. Larry Vassar looking for running room behind car number 21, the man they call the Shark. George Greco leads the field deep into turn number 3. Vassar is right there. Then it is George Bassett, car number 39. Here comes the 71 automobile. Make that the 72 automobile of Skinger. He's trying to find running room under Bassett. Bobby Skinger pulls down to the bottom of the racetrack, right up alongside. Here comes Zed Tarski in car number 8. He puts away Jeff Zeidema, and the 66 of Cliff Stakey begins to follow suit. He slides right in on the rear bumper of Zintarski as some of the heavy hitters now begin to head to the front. The story, however, has to be the 02 of Doherty. Chuck Doherty qualified, and Zintarski is in the wall. Chuck Zintarski going down the front straightaway, made hard hit with the Armco barrier in turn number 1, and that brings out the second caution of the afternoon. Well, we'll certainly have Tony rush over to check on that one, because he went in. He is now working his way over. They weren't going to have, isn't it? Tony's thinking as...
I'm okay. What happened? I don't know. I just let go on the front end, and I couldn't turn.
Tough break, but we're glad you're okay. That's the main
thing. I'm okay. Yep, everything's fine.
All right, well, that appears to be the main concern of everyone, especially when you make a hard hit like that. Raleigh called it exactly right, indicating that there appeared to be something that just broke in the front end of the race car, because it simply did not turn left. His own pro stop. Off the turn they come. Green flag is out. And Greco once again leads the charge down into turn number 1. Right there on the outside is Vassar. Skinger knocks on the door with the 72. Skinger now tries to find running room underneath his ride of last year, but Larry Vassar is holding tough with that Pool and Drywall car number 78. They exit turn 4, come back down across the stripe. 5 cars all bidding for the lead, and that includes Greco, Vassar, Skinger, Bassett, and the 66 of Cliff Stakey. Roy Ethier, car number 3, just a little bit off the pace, but look at that tremendous ride by Chuck Doherty in car number 02. The 31 of Pete Childs gets a little bit high in turns 1 and 2. He's off the pace, but he is out of harm's way. The laps continue to tick away. 30 laps is the distance for the late model feature event here this afternoon, and George Greco seems to be the man to beat. They call him the Shark, and he is leading the charge into turn number 3. Greco, followed by Skinger and Vassar, running 1, 2, 3. About 2 car lengths back is the battle for position number 4, as Cliff Stakey takes the 66 down low underneath George Bassett. Stakey now grabs a hold of that spot. Here comes Doherty. He's battling it out with Roy Ether in car number 3. Top three cars, nose to tail, off of turn 4, back down across the stripe. George Greco, with about a 1 car length advantage at the line, suddenly sees that advantage disappear as Skinger sticks the nose of car number 72 down low, tries to make the move but can't. But here comes Vassar back on the outside. Incredible racing. Off the turn they come. It is still the 21 of Greco. Vassar now back into second. Skinger is third. Stakey is fourth. Bassett is fifth. Ethier is sixth. Doherty is seventh. Zeidema is eighth. Williams is ninth. And the 75 of Metcalf rounds out the top 10. That, of course, is unofficial on lap number 8. Car number 53, that's Mark Trombley out of Springfield in the Johnson chassis-sponsored race car. You can see some damage done to that, so he has retired along with the 31 Art Service Center machine for Pete Childs. The battle for second continues. Skinger now finds running room underneath the Vassar automobile. Skinger tries to take over second. Vassar battles back, and Cliff Stakey is right there with the black and white number 66. Unbelievable competition from the late model division. Back down across the line, it is still George Greco out in front, setting the pace with that silver and blue car number 21. The 72 of Bobby Skinger runs in the second spot. Third is Cliff Stakey, and fourth is Larry Vassar, rounding out the top 5, the 39 of Bassett. Bim Adams is back out and running very well with the 16. Herb Bennett had a little touch with the wall yesterday in the 64. He is running strong. Car number 4, that's Tom Butler. Tommy won his qualifying heat yesterday, but you can see considerable damage was done to that race car, and some 100-mile-an-hour tape is doing the job thus far on the green car number 4. Back down across the stripe, this time a dozen laps. We've posted up on the Winston Racing Series scoreboard, and we will be just about set to reach the halfway point here in just a couple of circuits. It is Greco setting the pace with car number 21. 72, that is Bobby Skinger. Looking very good indeed. A fine effort all the way around. Jim Peterson and the number 37 of Childs now duking it out back in the pack, as these lads certainly want to get themselves off to a good start to set the stage for the season. So it's an all-out effort, no question about it. Greco off the turn and leading the way to the line to complete lap 14. Still feeling that pressure from Skinger. Skinger now looks to the low side. No, sir. Greco does not open the door at all. Cliff Stakey looking strong, and certainly Vassar looking for a very good year. Vassar with a whole new team and all new equipment, and he's showing very well indeed in the Sabrina Pools machine. The 34 car now drops down low out of harm's way. Mike Bowler having his problems at the moment, and the 37 also dropping off the pace. That one driven by Childs. Correction, Zeidema, Jeff Zeidema also off the pace. Off the turn and back through they go into as they all head back towards turn number 1. Extremely close, clean competition. Tony, what have you got for us?
Well, it seems that the conditions are bringing some of these guys in a little earlier than they expected. Childs' car ran over something on the back straightaway. Trombley picked up a vibration. He's got sheet metal all over the place. And number 91, Denny Wood, just came in. He's got a vibration, so he's going to save it for next week.
All right, thank you very much. Quick update from the infield as to the fate of those cars. Speedway, remember, we do this every Friday night. We get underway at 7:45. And Cliff Stakey now takes a peek to the outside of Larry Vassar. From the outside, he drops to the inside. We also have a challenge for the lead. Here comes Skinger. Down low, Bobby Skinger, car number 72, challenging Greco as they head into turn number 3. Greco has the advantage by a bumper. They come together off of 4. Greco gets right around sideways. Skinger continues on his merry way. So a tough break for the man they call the Shark in the Barnick's car number 21. But Bobby Skinger, car number 72, has now assumed the lead, and right directly behind him, the car that he drove last year. The J.G. Poulin Drywall, car number 78, is knocking on the door. Those are the top 2 as they cross the stripe. We've got 21 up on the board.
Very ironic as it works out that way. We never know.
Now Greco will try to get back in competition. All he can do now is hope for a caution flag somewhere along the way.
We've got 9 circuits, in fact about 8.5 remaining. And Bobby Skinger, as you said, made a move to North Carolina, came back for this event, and it looks like it will be well worth the trip for him, as he appears to be in relatively good shape with only 8 circuits left to go. Larry Vassar right there, as is multi-time winner Cliff Stakey in car number 66. You can see Chuck Doherty and Jim Peterson really going at it off the second turn and their pace, but certainly has not been able to run to the front like he had early in the event. Lap cars now cause a real interesting situation, and a brand new leader. Larry Vassar gets into the first turn first, but here comes Skinger back on the inside. Car number 55, a lap machine, suddenly closes off the roadway, and Vassar now takes command. So it ain't over till it's over, Raleigh.
That's right. And certainly a squeeze put on Vassar to force the 72 of Skinger to back off just a little bit when they went into turn 1. A very good move by Vassar to hold that front spot.
And Greg Hall in the 55 really had no place to go. He certainly couldn't slow down and just had to wait until the traffic broke. So Larry Vassar now assuming the lead.
Cliff Stakey loses some ground as he gets a bit sideways.
Bobby Skinger, and the 2-lap marker is out. 2 to go. Car number 78, Larry Vassar, leading the way with that automobile, which is the JT Pool and Drywall machine. Vassar out of Meriden, Connecticut, setting the pace. Here they come off of turn number 4. A white flag will be displayed this time. One more time around. One more to go for Larry Vassar, for Bobby Skinger, Cliff Stakey, in that order. Then it is George Greco in the 21, the 17 of Peterson, the 02 of Doherty, the 39 of Bissett. Into turn 3, here comes the lead duo. It is Vassar and Skinger running 1-2 down to the checkered flags of Chris Hopkins, and Larry Vassar will claim the first feature event of the 1993 season behind the wheel of car number 78, Larry Vassar. And what a well-deserved run it was for that fella, as he really worked hard and picked up the win on this Spring Sizzler weekend.
The Winston Racing Series Modifieds are now pulling out onto the grid, and they all pull to a halt very, very shortly while we take care of all the festivities concerning this late model victory. And here he comes, ladies and gentlemen, and as soon as he gets out of that car, we hope you give him a big hand, a tremendous effort for Larry Vassar.
Be sure to join us this Friday night, 7:45 is showtime, as we present 4 divisions of race cars. We will be presenting, and we'll be telling you a little bit more about that as the day rolls along. But in the meantime, it is just about time to head down to Victory Lane here on Spring Sizzler weekend. Let's go down to Tony Sutton. Tony?
Well, we're waiting for Larry to get out of the car. He's all smiles, as can be expected. Great way to start the season off. We'll see if we can get a word with him. Larry Vassar! Larry, first of all, what a great way to start the season.
Oh, it's excellent way to start. I've been coming here to Stafford and running a Sizzler, and I've always wrecked or crashed out. And this race today, it was a great race between me, Bobby, and Cliff. We were battling back and forth. I mean, you can't ask for a better race than that. Our division always puts on a good show. And I got to thank my sponsors, Sabrina Pools, Alice Barrett, Poolin Racing. I'm starstruck. We got so many of them. My own business, Discount Brake Saver, TA Engines for the superpower. They got us down because the car was loose. I didn't expect to even finish third. I mean, it was so bad, but the way the battle turned out, and I was letting off a little early in the corner to try to keep it straight, and we came away with it. I don't know how I'll have to watch the tape because I don't know how I did it.
Well, everything was real greasy at first. The first few laps, everyone was sliding around, but you just seemed to get more consistent, and then when the opening was there, boom, you just closed the door.
Yeah, the car, me and my crew chief, Jody Mills, we talked about making an adjustment, and we said, well, let's go halfway back because yesterday it was sunny. And believe it or not, these cars do react. They're like Winston Cup cars to the weather. I mean, a lot of people would laugh, but it's true. And we were pushing, and I just had to wait for the car to come in, and then it got loose because somebody was dumping water, and I was like, just hang on, please let me win this race, and it did.
Well, congratulations, late model feature winner, Larry Vassar.
And what a great run for Bobby Skinger as well, coming back to the Speedway after moving south, and he goes over and congratulates Larry right now. Great run for both of these competitors here at the Stafford Motor Speedway.